Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. You'll no doubt have seen the controversy at the weekend regarding Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, where in the ninth round Davis took a knee and it wasn't counted. The referee just let him get up and said, "Don't do that. I can count you for that." Well, you didn't count. You didn't count him, did you? And you should have done. Because if you take a knee, if you go down voluntarily, whether it's from a punch or whatever, that's a count. Or a surrender, maybe, but I mean, usually a count. But that decision, which would have almost certainly rendered that round a 10-8 for Lamont Roach, it cost him the fight, definitely. Had he been given a 10-8 round in that, in the ninth round, it would have meant that Roach wins I think it's a majority decision it worked out as. As it happens, he got a draw, which I thought he won the fight, but it was close. It was close. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he dominated. It's not a robbery, to use the word that everyone uses or misuses. But yeah, I definitely thought he won the fight, and I definitely think that should have been a 10-8 round. Now, the New York State Athletic Commission, they reviewed the matter, and they said there was a technical issue preventing the commission from receiving the appeal, if you like, within time to sort of review it. And they said that the referee's in-ring decision was therefore relied upon, and so the fight continued. Well, are they talking about a replay? I mean, are they talking about, okay, what happened there? Let's have a look back at it. They need to get some new technicians, because there's not a lot of point in using modern technology if it's not going to work. That's the first thing. But I have to ask, what do they need that for anyway? Everybody's sitting there in that audience, everybody's sitting at home watching it, and the commentators themselves were saying, he took a knee. Clearly, we all saw it. Therefore, surely that's a count. So I don't know. I think the New York State Athletic Commission are fudging the issue on this one, because to me, you don't need a review. Everybody saw it. It happened, and the rules are very clear. It's not like it's some obscure, grey area sort of thing. Where it could, there's a debate to be had. Like, was it a punch or was it a headbutt, or that sort of debate. No. The guy. He took a jab, didn't he? And then a second later, Davis took a knee. He went down. That's a count. Whichever way you slice and dice it, it's a count. All right? This is not a complicated issue, unless you want to make it complicated, or unless you want to fudge the issue, which I think the New York State Athletic Commission are doing. Now, the reason that Tank gave for taking the knee is that he'd had his hair done, and they put all that shit in their hair, don't they? Like when you're having your hair done, oils and all this crap goes into your hair. I don't know what the fuck it is. I've never had it done, never would have it done. At my age, if you've got hair, it's an achievement. But whatever the case was, it was running into his eyes and stinging. And Amanda Serrano, she had a homecoming fight last year in a home country, Puerto Rico, and she had to cancel it, but for that very reason. She'd had her hair done and she'd had an allergic reaction. I mean, Vanity, Vanity it can come back and bite you in the arse. And I think it certainly did with Amanda, who lost her opportunity to have a great homecoming fight because of having her hair done. And it almost cost Tank, and should have cost him, with regard to, well, look, I'm going to look lovely. I'm going to pout and preen. I'm going to look the part. I understand it's entertainment, and you want whatever you're watching to be, not to look like they've just rolled out of bed. That's why they have all the flash shorts and different coloured gloves and all this rubbish. But ultimately, it's a fight. We want to see a fight. We want to see a fair, good, decent, just fight with a just conclusion. And if you've put stuff in your hair and you get in the ring and it's stinging your eyes, tough luck. This really leaves a bad taste for me. And also, when interviewed post-fight, Tank was asked about a rematch with Lamont Roach, and he said, well, it's the fight I'd like, but it's probably not going to happen, not this year. Now, to me, if you've put on that performance, which was, I think, below par for Tank, although Roach did fight extremely well and deserves, an awful lot of credit for his performance, I would want to get back in that ring. And Davis is, I made a video about his career saying how he'd underachieved despite having an awful lot of talent. He's underachieved. I think this is a good example of why his legacy will suffer. Now, he might not care about his legacy. He might say, well, I'm in it for the money. It's prize fighting, kind of like Derek Chisora does. But the difference is that Chisora will fight anyone. He doesn't care whether he's beaten, wins or draws. He's like, I'll fight you. I'm after the money. Tell me where the big money is and I'll go and get it. With Tank, it's a case of show me where the money is, but only if the cards are stacked in my favour. And having been somewhat exposed by Roach, who is really just a super featherweight, I think Davis, this is another example of Davis sort of doing himself a disservice. He should want to get back in that ring and rectify that wrong. But he's apparently not going to do it. He just takes his cue from the PBC lot, I guess. I guess that's what he does, He's kind of like Wilder. He just does what he's told. And as for this face of boxing, no, he's not. An absolute nonsensical piece of stupid propaganda. Of course, there are plenty of stupid people who will believe stupid propaganda. He may be the face of American boxing for all I know. I used to live in America. I don't live there anymore. But he's certainly not the face of boxing. What, bigger than Canelo? Really? Yeah. I think it's bad. When I say he was exposed to some degree by Roach, I think I've always felt, I'm not the only one that feels this, but I've always felt that his style, which is to start very slowly, have a look at the opponent, and then gradually go through the gears, but be very economical with his output to start with. I've always thought that might come back to haunt him, which it did to a large extent against Roach, because he started, very slow against Frank Martin and then went through the gears and got him out of there. Even against Rolly Romero, he lost most of the early rounds against Rolly. You can't rely on the belief that you're going to eventually land that knockout punch, that you're eventually going to get people out of there. He's got 28 KOs in 30 wins or whatever it is. He obviously hits hard, but if you've got someone who's crafty enough, who's shrewd enough to stay out of the way of those knockout punches and does his own work, out slicking you and outworking you, which Roach in large portions of the fight did, I think you could find yourself in trouble, and I think that's what happened to Tank Davis. But yeah. All right, well, just a few thoughts on this whole controversy and the aftermath of it. Let me know what you think. Comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the like button and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. Let's get those figures up and get the channel building. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the sun is out. You can see it shining through the blinds. Can you see me? All right. Yeah, it's going to be a nice day today, I think, at least in the UK. I hope it's all right where you are too. Anyway, thank you very much. I'll catch you later, and bye for now.